Hello, everybody. Nick the Enlightened here. Or, I guess you can tell from the title of this video, no long after it comes out. Yeah, so about 20 minutes after this releases, I'm going to change my channel name. And as a result, the username you've all known me by on YouTube will no longer be the same. Now, I'm sure you all are wondering why I would make such a drastic shift like this. After all, I've been making content under the Nick the Enlightened banner for almost 3 years now, and it's not as if though this username was unpopular or that people really were wanting me to change my name, so why fix what ain't broken, right? Well, in truth, I never intended for the Enlightened label to stick out for this long, and to be quite honest, if it weren't for a combination of me moving twice in the past 3 years, being forced to go nearly an entire year without uploading last year thanks to cache card problems, and the fact that this kind of fell to the back of my mind with all the content I've been working on and how much fun I've had on Discord and other platforms, I likely would have changed the name a lot sooner. There's a very specific reason why I called myself Enlightened in the first place, and while the effects of it still kind of somewhat resonate with me, I also feel it's pointless to hold on to something that happened a long time ago now and that also doesn't reflect current events. This is where I'm going to tell a bit of a story, so if you don't like those or don't care to relive half a decade ago, feel free to skip to the video to the timestamp when I get off this topic, which I'm sure someone in the comment section will provide me. So, as I'm sure basically everybody who is at least 10 years old or above knows or remembers, 5 years ago, COVID-19 hit the United States and the rest of the world hard. And as a result, life completely turned upside down for pretty much nearly everybody. People stopped going to work, or if they did work, it has to be done online. For the most part, unless you were deemed essential, you can no longer go to restaurants, gyms, parks, churches, and other places where social gathering was common. And you really couldn't get together with a lot of friends. And for the most part, the only places that were open were things like grocery stores, since they're considered essential businesses. Effectively, we were on lockdown, and the social life and daily routine of many, including myself, dramatically changed. I bring all this up not to downplay COVID or to give any particular opinions on this one way or the other. I certainly had some, and I'm sure everyone watching this video feels strongly one way or the other about how everything went down, but that's not really the point of the story so much as it is to try to give you an idea of where my mindset was at the time. The important thing to know is that because of the lockdowns and because of how much they changed things for me and how long they felt, in addition to the fact that I was angry about a lot of the things going on in the world and the fact that my mom's big passion and ambition at the time was more or less completely canceled by these events, and I won't say what exactly that was because that's personal, but that's just kind of the gist of it. Regardless, I was by far in the saddest state I had ever been in my life, and I really felt like I had seen a side of the country and the world I had never seen before, which was really angry and general about a lot of things. Hence, the inspiration for the username Enlightened. Prior to 2020, even though I, of course, had cynicism and skepticism about things here and there, I really didn't have the dark thoughts about human species and the world as a whole before that time. And then COVID and its effects sort of opened my eyes to the realities of the world and the fact that you really can't take things in life for granted, since you'll never know one day if you won't have them anymore. As a result, I took what was then one of my backup usernames and changed it to the Enlightened Nevadan, and it was meant to sort of express the revelations I felt I had gone through during that time, the fact that in a lot of ways I was a changed person after the lockdowns. And to this day I still sort of am, but I do feel like things have sort of rebounded enough for me to at least feel somewhat like my pre-2020 self again. I, of course, later changed the name to Nick the Enlightened due to me moving states and the fact that because I was starting to get into playing video games online with streamers, people could see my first name anyway. But even back then, I didn't imagine I would still be using this moniker even in 2025. So yeah, essentially for those who skip to me explaining all of this, my Enlightened username was essentially born out of a huge mix of negative and depressed emotions that I had at that point in my life. Ones that I don't really feel reflect who I am as a person today or even just really in general. And so because of this, I feel it is important to get away from this fairly unfitting branding and to instead make my identity something that I feel more closely matches what I actually post on this channel and something that's more fun-sounding and carries much more of a positive connotation. So, as of today, I will now be known by something completely different. What's that name, you might ask? Well, introducing Come and Party with Nick! Yeah, that's right, folks. Come and Party with Nick is going to now be my screen name. Not just on YouTube, but practically all my active social media. Which, if being honest, is just YouTube, Twitch, Discord, and sometimes Kick. But still, this username I feel is one that more accurately reflects the fun and relaxed nature of this channel. and of course also makes reference to the fact that Mario Party and party games in general are a huge centerpiece of my content. I think starting off my videos by saying something like, "Hello everybody, it's time to come and party with Nick," will be a fun way to get people excited about what they're about to see, and will hopefully also generate more attention to my channel in general. But more importantly, this is a username that I feel is also very versatile. It can essentially mean whatever you want it to mean. Be as just a guy who plays a bunch of party games, or even it's just a general entertainment channel where you can pretend you're with me and relaxing and hamming up, hence partying with me. So now that I'm going to be identifying as Come and Party with Nick, you're all probably wondering what's going to happen to all the old videos on my channel. And the answer is, well, nothing. I fully intend to still keep all the content I've uploaded on this channel up to this point. And truth be told, if I hadn't made this video, you likely wouldn't even notice the changes at first glance. At some point, I would like to get a new intro, and I might eventually start putting more work into stuff like thumbnails and art to make my channel stand out better. But I think for the first 2 to 3 months or so, the only real change you'll notice is that I will edit out Nick the Enlightened in my intro and outro and insert my new username. This way, pretty much all the basic fundamentals of my content line up with my new brand, and there will hopefully be minimal, if any, confusion. Of course, if you don't care about usernames at all or don't feel like saying the entire thing, I am perfectly fine if you just call me Nick. That is by far the easiest way to refer to me, and it is such a common first name anyway that I don't really worry about doxing or anything like that. Though of course I always will take measures and precautions to prevent such a thing from happening. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. As I alluded to at the start of this video, I will keep Nick the Enlightened as my channel name for about 20 minutes after this video is uploaded. But after that period of time, my new username and practically my new identity will be on display for all to see. I know change is scary. I'm not the best with change myself, but I am confident and hopeful this change will be one for the best. And I hope you all also like the changes and will continue to support me in my journey here on YouTube. I don't really think there's anything left I need to say, so I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all soon. Come and party with me for many more years!